all over the earth, the native peoples of the earth have this the other prophecy, and that is the feminine energies are flowing in. They are peaking in this year. That's what 2012 is all about. It's the end of the beginning, basically. And from this time on, they will flow steadily in until in about the year 2300, we will have attained our maturity here. At this point, the human race is just a lick and a promise, for all the great notions we have about ourselves are so ridiculous given what's really happening on the planet. The state of the planet is the symptoms of a diseased human consciousness. We have never gotten the earth right. We have never gotten ourselves right. Men have never gotten women right. On it goes. And so it's a tremendous moment of awakening. And fear is up for us, and it's up in a powerful way. It has been for the last 10 years. And it's all about moving into love out of fear, moving out of fear into love, moving into truth from lies and deception, moving out of the death and destruction impulse, the controlling impulse, to tolerance, for acceptance of all people everywhere, for responsibility for the planet. The planet was not made for us to do with what we like. Genesis has some of the worst precepts the human race has ever gotten a hold of. Go forth and multiply, have dominion over the earth and subdue it. When the goddess presided here, when women's energies were strong on the planet long ago before the dawn of the patriarchies, when the goddess presided here, the women had something right. Societies were peaceful, harmonious, they were happy. The earth was not degraded. The whole destruction of the planet came in with the patriarchies. And the good news of these times is the male thought traditions have run their course. Thousands of years of patriarchy before them have run their course. And what's really happening in the modern world, the patriarchies are disintegrating. And it's probably the greatest thing that could happen for the planet. The slowdown of the economy is the greatest thing that can happen for the planet. Human beings, fear makes for rush. Faster, faster, faster. Fear makes you run. And if we do not slow down, the planet doesn't stand a chance. So, the stakes are high. The stakes are monumental. And it's about healing ourselves. It's about waking up, letting in the light. What are we doing? Who are we? How are we treating each other? How are we treating Earth? The state of the Earth indicts the whole of human civilization. Many people know that something drastically is amiss with our thought systems, because human beings function by ideas, and the planet is a basket case. The world is a basket case, and it's a form of insanity, and it's in our ideas. We have always assumed that we are the rational animal, and no other animal can think. No other animal can create. On and on it goes. Human arrogance and human ignorance. Well, here we are in the modern world, reason destroying its own life support system. Now, that's a very good definition of insanity. All our fundamental assumptions are up. And many people are saying we have to revise our assumptions, but they don't know what ones. It's such a can of worms that nobody knows where to start. I think, first of all, we start with knowing what the awakening is all about. You don't find this in the media. You don't even find this in 2012 books that have male authors. The last thing they're going to admit is that what's really happening on the planet is the reappearance of the feminine and the feminine energy. But that's exactly what's happening. And it can be a very destructive energy, Artemis, Athena, these are not pleasant goddesses. And the goddesses are reappearing in all souls these days, and they are dark because of their long mutilation at the hands of the patriarchies. The whole female impulse, the female voice of the cosmos is finally starting to be heard. And it's a pretty exciting time to be alive. And it's a great moment in the life of the human species. And it's incredibly demanding. It's demanding on everyone. My take on people is that whatever our issues are, all of us are maxed out with whatever our issues are. Now mine happens to be with the planet and the state of the earth and what the universe really is and how false our science is to what the earth really is, and that in fact the native people had a lot of things right, that the planet has consciousness, everything has its own spirit and is also an expression of the great spirit, his spirit. And so I want to say, I want to go on from where we are in our history, and that we have to revise all of our assumptions. And the linchpin of just about every other assumption is consciousness. Who has it and who doesn't? We have consciousness. The earth we have always treated as a thing, devoid of inner life. It's just matter. We are made in the image of God. Nothing else is. And I'll just end this whole session by saying, think about the God of Genesis a minute. The God of Genesis is a creator God. That God created billions and billions of living beings, species, insects, plants, animals, millions. He's a creator God, millions of species created by him. Human beings, or I should say man, made in the image of God, has virtually destroyed all of it. Something is radically wrong with the way we think about ourselves. And it's just starting to come to light. Scientists are sounding the warning. Environmentalists are sounding the warning. The politicians go on with their little bickering and their precious little debates. All around us, the Earth's ecosystems are starting to collapse. And we have caused a crisis for the planet that is so great we cannot get our minds around it. And we are being called, in the midst of all of this, which has been fear-based, we are being called to move into love. And I say the only real choice for anyone on the planet, it underpins every other choice they make, is move into love. Make a space for your fear, outgrow it. And at this point in our history, keep your connection with the earth. Now, very few people have any connection whatsoever with the earth. And when you lose your connection with the earth, as the human species has really increasingly done, you lose your grounding. You don't have any idea what the truth of things are. This opinion, that opinion, you have no way to test them out. Stay in the love impulse. If you're in the fear impulse, every little change that happens is going to send you into your fear modes. If you stay in the love impulse, you'll ride it out and take the changes, because the changes have to be made. The system is going. And the great news is that in fact it has to. The system, it's corrupt. Our economies, our financial systems are corrupt. They don't work. They don't respect the individual. They don't respect life, and they don't respect the earth. They're all based on the old male impulse, conquer and subdue the planet. They don't respect the earth, and that the earth is a living being who has needs that must be met. She is not commodities and resources to be ripped off to make a buck. She is a living being who has needs to be met. If we will meet her needs, she'll meet ours. If we will toe her bottom line, she will give us all of our needs, because she's abundant and she's fertile, but she has needs. She needs to lie fallow. She needs her forest. She doesn't need all our poisons dumped into her. And so we're being called to radically change our ways.